Hello and welcome back to another geometry video. This is chapter 2, which is all about reasoning and proofs. And this is just conditional statements. So conditional statements is like the basic of proofs. And proofs is actually a really big part of geometry. If you went and asked anyone about geometry, they definitely mention proofs as it's one of the biggest parts and in some cases one of the most annoying parts as well. But don't let that scare you. Proofs are really simple. So the basics of these are conditional statements, as I said, and let me just tell you what a conditional statement is. So a conditional statement is a logical statement that has two parts. A hypothesis, which in symbol notation is usually represented as P, and a conclusion, which in symbol notation is usually represented as Q. And it's usually written in if-then form, so it's like if P, then Q, or if the hypotenuse, then the conclusion. Or like, if I have a cat, then I have a big responsibility. And in symbol notation, it's written as P and then an arrow to the Q. And that basically, if you'd read that out loud as P, if P, then Q. And it's as simple as that. So now, about conditional statements, you can negate these conditional statements. But a negation, in general, is just the opposite of a statement. So basically, you're just saying the opposite. So like, if my statement is, I have a cat, my negation would be, I don't have a cat. It's as simple as that. Now, when you have biconditional statements, you can make a lot of things out of them. So, sorry, not a biconditional statement, a conditional statement. So this is just a normal conditional statement. If P, then Q, and in symbols, it's just P to Q. And then a converse of a conditional statement is switching the hypothesis and the conclusion. So let's say my conditional statement was, how about if I'm a YouTuber, then I make YouTube videos. And the converse of that statement would be, if I make YouTube videos, then I'm a YouTuber. And in this case, that was true. But in some cases, it won't be true. For example, let's go back to the first one I said, if I have a cat, then I have a big responsibility. When you get the converse of that statement, it says, if I have a big responsibility, then I have a cat, which is actually not true, because you can get a big responsibility from a lot of things. And so, the inverse of a conditional statement is negating the hypothesis and the conclusion. So, with our conditional statement about the YouTube, your inverse would be, if I'm not a YouTuber, then I don't make YouTube videos. And the contrapositive is a combination of the converse and the inverse. So, if I don't make YouTube videos, then I'm not a YouTuber. Now, in some cases, the conditional statement and the converse of that conditional statement will be true. In that case, you have a biconditional statement. And when you have a biconditional statement, you would write it as P if and only if Q. So like with the YouTube statement, I'm a YouTuber if and only if I make YouTube videos. And you could switch that around too. I make YouTube videos if and only if I'm a YouTuber. And that's what a biconditional statement is. And biconditional statements will come into play more and more as you get deeper into conditional statements and definitions and such stuff like that. So that's going to be it for today's video. And just for these type of videos, I just encourage you to memorize these type of things because this is going to come very handy in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.